opportunity, greater influence, and a life shaped deliberately rather than accidentally. This is not an exaggerated promise, it is the natural outcome of behavior repeated consistently over time. Continue clicking forward, continue acting with intention, continue honoring your decisions, and allow discipline to quietly deliver what motivation never could: stability, strength, clarity, control, and a future built by choice rather than chance. To awareness, to return to responsibility, and to return to the part of yourself that knows you are capable of more than avoidance, more than excuses, and more than fear. More whole, not because everything is perfect, but because you are learning to accept yourself as you are while still believing in who you are becoming, and this balance between acceptance and growth is the quiet strength that carries you through uncertainty, reminding you that you are not lost. You are learning, not failing, you are evolving, and not alone. You are supported by your own resilience, your own awareness, and your own capacity to rise again and again, with greater understanding and steadier hope. Faithfulness, the faithfulness to show up, to listen, to speak honestly, and to act with compassion. And in this faithfulness, the deepest form of loss is prevented, not by changing fate, but by honoring the present, and not by fighting time, but by using it wisely, because what truly keeps something alive is not hope alone, but attention, not intention alone, but action, and not emotion alone, but the steady choice to care before it is too late to make a difference. Moving whether you act or not, but only your actions decide whether you grow or remain where you are. This is not a warning to scare you, it is a reminder to empower you, to shake you awake, and to tell you that the power to change has always been in your hands. Start now, not because you feel ready, but because your future deserves your effort today. You walk forward knowing that you were created with intention, that you are capable of achieving more than you can currently see, and that the universe is preparing beautiful things that will align perfectly with your growth. You are meant to rise, meant to shine, meant to impact the world simply by being yourself. Continue your journey with hope in your heart and confidence in your spirit, because the best chapters of your life are not behind you, they are waiting ahead, and I am with you in every step you take. Stop making excuses and start making moves is the moment your life begins to change. You do not need permission, you do not need approval, and you do not need perfect conditions. You only need the courage to start and the strength to continue even when it gets hard, because it will get hard, and that is exactly why most people will never reach their potential, but you will, because you are no longer waiting, you are awakening. And when a person awakens to their power, nothing can stop them. Not fear, not failure, not even their own past. Remember that even stars cannot shine without darkness, and one day you will look back and realize that every setback was simply part of the setup for your comeback. Your dreams are calling you because they know you are capable, and the world is waiting for the moment you finally realize that too. Keep going with fire in your heart, possibilities in your mind, discipline in your actions, and faith in your steps, because the life you want is already on its way, and soon, everything will make sense. Don't scroll. Not because of pressure, not because of fear, but because this sentence is speaking directly to the moment you are in right now. Everything you want is not lost. It is not far away. It is not impossible. It is simply waiting on the other side of your courage. And courage does not mean you are fearless. Courage means you keep going even when fear is present. Courage means you refuse to quit even when the road feels heavy, slow, and uncertain. There is a reason you feel tired right now. There is a reason you feel tested. Growth always becomes hardest just before a breakthrough. Life does not challenge people who are not moving forward. It challenges those who are close to change. The pressure you feel is not a sign to stop. It is a sign that something inside you is expanding. Something old is breaking, and something stronger is forming. Think about how many times you almost gave up. How many times you questioned whether it was worth continuing. How many times you felt like your effort was invisible. And yet, here you are. Still trying. Still hoping. Still searching for something better. That alone tells a powerful story. A person who was meant to quit would have stopped already. You didn't. And that means your journey is not finished. Courage is choosing to take one more step when quitting feels easier. Courage is waking up and trying again even when yesterday was hard. Courage is believing that your effort matters even when results are slow. You may not see progress yet, but that does not mean it is not happening. Just like seeds grow underground before breaking the surface, your discipline, patience, and persistence are building something you cannot see yet. Most people quit right before their breakthrough. Not because they are incapable, but because they underestimate how close they are. They mistake exhaustion for failure. They mistake delay for denial. But delay is not denial. Struggle is not rejection. Sometimes life is simply asking one question: will you stay, or will you walk away just before it happens? Everything you want requires courage because growth demands discomfort. The version of you that reaches your goals is not the same version that started. You must grow into that person. And growth is uncomfortable. It challenges your habits. It challenges your beliefs. It challenges your patience. But on the other side of that discomfort is clarity, confidence, and a life that feels aligned with who you truly are. You are stronger than you think, but strength is revealed under pressure. You are more capable than you believe, but capability is built through effort. You are closer than you realize, but closeness is invisible until the moment it arrives. That is why quitting now would cost you everything you have been working for, even if you don't see it yet. Do not quit now. Not because it is easy to continue, but because quitting will teach you to doubt yourself again. And you have already spent too much time doubting your worth, your ability, and your future. Continuing teaches you something different. It teaches you resilience. It teaches you trust in yourself. It teaches you that you can handle discomfort without giving. The breakthrough you are waiting for may not arrive as a sudden miracle. It may come as an opportunity you are finally ready for. It may come as a mindset shift that changes how you respond to challenges. It may come as confidence that allows you to stop settling for less than you deserve. Do not underestimate the power of showing up again today. One more attempt. One more choice to believe. One more refusal to quit. These small acts of courage compound over time, quietly building a life that feels stronger, calmer, and more aligned. You are not here by accident. Your persistence has meaning. Your struggle has purpose. And the courage you are choosing right now is shaping a future that is closer than it appears. Stay in the process. Trust your strength. Your breakthrough is still unfolding, and you are becoming exactly who you need to be to receive it. As you continue forward, you begin to realize that courage is not the absence of fear, it is the decision to move forward while fear is still present. Fear does not disappear all at once. It slowly loses its power each time you choose action over hesitation. And with every step you take, you prove to yourself that fear does not control you anymore. This is the stage where patience becomes your greatest strength. You learn to wait without giving up, to trust without seeing, and to work without immediate reward. These moments shape resilience. They teach you endurance. They teach you how to remain steady when life feels uncertain. Not everything needs an instant answer. Some things need time to grow. You also begin to see how much stronger you have become emotionally. Situations that once overwhelmed you no longer have the same power. You respond instead of react. You think instead of panic. This is growth. This is what happens when belief replaces doubt and courage replaces avoidance. There may still be days when exhaustion returns, when you feel tired of trying. On those days, remind yourself why you started. Not to prove anything to others, but to honor your own potential. You did not come this far to stop now. The version of you who began this journey is counting on the version of you who stands here today. Courage at this level also means self-respect. It means setting boundaries that protect your peace. It means saying no to what drains you and yes to what aligns with your future. You stop seeking validation from places that cannot give you what you need. Instead, you validate yourself through your commitment and integrity. Slowly, you begin to feel a deeper sense of calm. Not because life is easier, but because you are stronger. You trust yourself more. You trust your ability to adapt, to learn, and to overcome. This trust becomes your foundation, and from it, confidence grows naturally. Every challenge you face now is refining you, not punishing you. Life is not trying to stop you, it is trying to shape you. And as you continue choosing courage, even when it is uncomfortable, you move closer to the life you have been quietly building. Do not quit now. You are no longer who you used to be. You are becoming someone more capable, more aware, and more resilient. Everything you want is still ahead of you, waiting for the courage you are already showing. There comes a moment in every journey when you realize that waiting for confidence to appear is no longer an option. Confidence is not something you find, it is something you build. And you build it by doing the things you once thought you could not do. Every time you choose courage over comfort, you lay another brick in the foundation of belief. At this stage, the distractions begin to test you. Old temptations, familiar excuses, and comfortable patterns try to pull you back. Not because they are right for you, but because they are familiar. Growth always threatens comfort. That is why comfort tries so hard to keep you where you are. Recognize this, and choose forward anyway. You may notice that your circle becomes smaller. Some people will not understand your silence, your focus, or your boundaries. That is okay. Not everyone is meant to witness your growth up close. Some are only meant to see the result. Protecting your energy is not selfish, it is necessary. Courage now means consistency. Doing the work on days when motivation is low. Showing up when results are not visible. Trusting that repetition is creating mastery, even when progress feels slow. This is where many people quit, not because they are incapable, but because they underestimate the power of persistence. Your mind may still try to remind you of past failures. But failure is not your identity, it is your teacher. Each setback has taught you something valuable. Each mistake has refined your approach. Without those lessons, you would not have the wisdom you carry today. As you continue, you begin to feel a quiet confidence growing inside you. You stop announcing your plans. You stop explaining your journey. You simply move forward, guided by clarity rather than noise. This is maturity. This is strength. Remember, courage does not always roar. Sometimes it whispers, "Try again tomorrow." And that whisper, followed by action, changes everything. You are not late. You are not behind. You are exactly where you need to be to continue becoming who you are meant to be. Stay with it. The breakthrough you are working toward is still unfolding, step by step, because you refused to quit when it mattered most. Now you enter a phase where self-trust becomes more important than external reassurance. You begin to understand that not everyone will clap for your progress, and that silence from others does not mean failure. It simply means you are learning to stand on your own belief. This is a powerful shift. When you stop depending on approval, you gain freedom. Courage here means listening to your inner voice even when it contradicts familiar advice. You start choosing what feels aligned instead of what feels expected. This does not make you reckless, it makes you intentional. You are no longer reacting to. Courage is not loud. It does not announce itself. It whispers in moments like this. It says, "Stay." It says, try again. It says, you didn't come this far to stop here. Listen to that voice. That voice is not fear. That voice is your future calling you forward. Your breakthrough does not always look dramatic. Sometimes it is a shift in mindset. Sometimes it is clarity after confusion. Sometimes it is confidence after doubt. Sometimes it is simply the moment you realize you are no longer willing to give up on yourself. And that internal breakthrough often comes before any external change. You are not behind. You are being prepared. You are not failing. You are learning. You are not weak. You are tired from carrying hope for a long time. Rest if you need to, but do not quit. Pausing is allowed. Giving up is not required. You are allowed to move slowly. You are allowed to struggle. You are allowed to feel uncertain. But you are not allowed to abandon yourself. Everything you want is waiting for the version of you who refuses to stop. The version of you who keeps showing up. The version of you who chooses courage over comfort. The version of you who believes that effort, even when unseen, is never wasted. One day, you will look back at this moment and realize this was the turning point. The moment you wanted to quit but didn't. The moment you stayed when it was uncomfortable. The moment you chose courage instead of escape. And that decision, made quietly and without applause, changed the direction of your life. Do not quit now. Your breakthrough is not behind you. It is ahead of you. And it is closer than you think. If you could see how close you really are, you would never doubt yourself again. The problem is not that you lack ability. The problem is that you have been standing in the middle of the storm, unable to see how near the calm truly is. Courage is required right now not because you are weak, but because you are standing at the edge of change. And change always feels uncomfortable just before it becomes real. Right now, your mind may be telling you to stop, to rest forever, to give up and protect yourself from disappointment. But that voice is not wisdom. It is fear trying to keep you safe by keeping you small. Fear always speaks loudest when it knows it is about to lose control. If nothing important was ahead of you, fear would not be this strong. Resistance appears only when you are moving in the right direction. You must understand this clearly. The hardest season often comes right before the harvest. Life tests your commitment before it rewards your effort. Not to punish you, but to shape you into someone who can handle what is coming next. If success arrived too early, without growth, it would break you. So this moment, this pressure, is preparing you, even if it doesn't feel like it. Courage now looks like patience. It looks like consistency when excitement is gone. It looks like discipline when motivation disappears. It looks like showing up even when no one is watching, applauding, or encouraging you. These quiet moments are building your character, and character is what sustains success long after motivation fades. You may feel alone in this phase, but loneliness is not abandonment. It is space. Space for clarity. Space for self-trust. Space to learn who you are without outside noise. Some people cannot go with you to the next level, not because they are bad, but because they are meant for an earlier chapter. Letting go is not loss, it is alignment. Every time you choose courage, even in small ways, you strengthen your belief in yourself. And belief is powerful. When you believe in yourself, your actions change. Your decisions become stronger. Your boundaries become clearer. Your vision becomes sharper. Slowly, your life begins to match the confidence you are building inside. Do not rush this process. Becoming who you are meant to be takes time. But do not quit either. Quitting would erase the growth you have already earned. It would teach you to doubt yourself again. Continuing, even slowly, teaches you trust. And self-trust is one of the most valuable things you will ever build. Remember this, you are not fighting for nothing. Every effort you make is moving you forward, even if progress feels invisible. Courage does not guarantee immediate results, but it guarantees growth. And growth always leads somewhere better than where you started. Stay. Breathe. Take one more step. Everything you want is still waiting. And it is waiting for the version of you who refuses to walk away now. There will be moments when you question everything, your choices, your direction, even your worth. That is not a sign that you are on the wrong path. It is a sign that you are shedding an old version of yourself. Growth feels like confusion before it feels like clarity. You are not lost, you are transitioning. Understand this deeply. The person you are becoming requires you to let go of the comfort of who you used to be. Old habits, old fears, old limits cannot come with you. That is why this phase feels heavy. You are carrying change. And change always asks something from you before it gives something back. Courage now means trusting the process even when it makes no sense. It means believing that your effort today is planting something your future self will thank you for. The world may not see your struggle, but your future will reflect it. Nothing you are doing with intention is wasted. You have survived days you once thought would break you. You have stood back up after moments that drained your strength. That alone proves you are capable of more than your doubts allow you to see. Strength is not about never falling, it is about refusing to stay down. Stop measuring your progress by other people's timelines. Their journey is not your assignment. Comparison steals focus and weakens courage. Your only responsibility is to move forward at your own pace, in your own way, with your own purpose.